Have you wondered why rainbows are colorful? Do you know that white sunlight can be dispersed into several colors? At the end of this lesson, you should be able to state what light dispersion is, explain through example how dispersion of light occurs. Observe the picture. Why is the straw bent? The straw looks partially bent due to the refraction of light. Refraction is the change in the direction of a wave due to a change in velocity, when light passes from one medium to another medium of different density. Let us see what happens when a ray of light passes through a block of glass. We could observe that the light bends when it enters the glass block at a certain angle. This phenomenon occurs due to the refraction of light. What will happen when a ray of light passes through a prism? Observe the simulation. What do you see when the beam of white light is passed through a prism? In this simulation, when the white light passes through a prism, it splits into a range of color called a spectrum. This effect is called dispersion. The separation of white light into its component colors is known as dispersion of light. Light dispersion occurs because each color constituent travels at different velocity through the prism. Therefore, the colored lights are refracted at different angles. Seven rays of different colors are observed as they pass through and exit the prism. The result shows us that the white light consists of different colors. White light have 7 colors. The colors are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. This is due to dispersion of light. How can this happen? What happens in the prism that allows this phenomenon to occur? Let us find out how the beam of light can be dispersed into different colors of lights. The white light travels at different velocity when passing through a denser medium, for example, a glass prism. These light rays are bent or refracted at slightly different angles. The bending of light is called refraction. The velocity of colored light decreases from red to violet. This means that red light has the fastest velocity while violet light travels the slowest. Therefore, red light is the least refracted and the violet light is the most refracted. The separation of white light into its component colors is known as dispersion of light. This is how we get the spectrum of light. What do you think will happen when another prism is put in front of the color spectrum? The first prism dispersed the white light into 7 colors. The dispersed lights are recombined into white light by the second prism. This proves that white light is a combination of 7 colors. Can this phenomenon be seen naturally? Why is there a rainbow after a rainy day? How could we get the same effect as of the prism? Rainbow can be observed whenever there are water droplets in the air and sunlight shining from behind the observer. How does this happen? In order to see a rainbow, the sun has to be directly behind you. Raindrops will act as a prism. White light from the sun enters the raindrops and get refracted and dispersed just like in the prism. Click the rainbow to get a clearer idea. Each raindrop will act as a prism. White light is dispersed into different colors by the raindrop. Red light is refracted lesser than violet light. The rainbow is also commonly seen near waterfalls or fountains. The effect can also be artificially created by dispersing water droplets into the air during a sunny day. Unscramble the words given by typing the correct answer in the space below the alphabets of each row.
Your answer is correct. That's not right. Please try again. Your answer is correct. Your answer is correct. Your answer is correct. Your answer is correct.
Drag and drop the colored lines to show the result when light passes through the prism.
That's not right. Please try again. Your answer is correct.
Click on the correct answer. The separation of white light into 7 colors is known as A. Scattering, B. Reflection, C. Deflection, D. Dispersion.
Your answer is correct.
In order to see the rainbow after a rainy day, the position of the sun has to be A. Near the observer, B. Behind the observer, C. In front of the observer, D. Anywhere above the observer.
Your answer is correct.
During the formation of rainbow, droplets of water will act as A. Lens, B. Filters, C. Prisms, D. Particles.
Your answer is correct.
Dispersion of light occurs because the different colors of light have different A. Length, B. Velocity, C. Reactivity, D. Concentration.
Your answer is correct.
What is the colored light that is bent the most in the prism? A. Red, B. Blue, C. Violet, D. Yellow.
Your answer is correct.
In this lesson, we learned about light dispersion, how dispersion of light occurs, an example of a natural phenomenon due to dispersion of light. When white light passes through a prism, it splits into different colors called as a spectrum. This effect is called as dispersion. Each ray of colors of light has different velocity. Red light is refracted lesser than violet light. In order to see a rainbow, the sun has to be directly behind you. Raindrops will act as a prism. White light from the sun enters the raindrops, gets refracted and dispersed into 7 colors of light. In photography, chromatic aberration is caused by a lens that has different refractive index. This causes dispersion of the lens. Chromatic aberration distorts the image in the photographs. The purple fringing that we see in the photographs is attributed to chromatic aberration. Aberration is the failure of a lens to give a perfect image. The amount of chromatic aberration depends on the dispersion of light by the glass.